Retirement calculators are available from the websites of many financial institutions. Have you ever used one? Are they worth your time? Find out on Retirement Matters.
Relationships that build wealth, create opportunities, the right solutions. That's what we do at JN Fund Managers.
We're in pursuit of your financial security.
Portfolio and investment management services for individuals and corporate clients, from wealth building and risk management to preparing for a comfortable retirement. Strong, stable, secure.
We're in pursuit of your success.
Let's talk. JN Fund Managers, your safer, smarter financial partner.
Good morning, Roseanne East. In our very first program, we promised to look at the usefulness of retirement calculators. Let's look at a few today and decide whether they're worth our time or not.
Good morning, Annette. There are so many different types of retirement calculators, some of which are quite useful. Before we begin, though, I must declare my preference for a good face-to-face consultation with a financial advisor. Having said that, though, I must admit, many retirement calculators can be helpful. It's a fast and easy way for us to have an idea of our financial needs for retirement.
I did some homework and found about 10 different types of retirement calculators online. And I'm quite sure that had I spent some more time, I'd have found some more.
I suspect so too. Let's look at some of them. There's the basic retirement calculator, which can help you to estimate how much money you need to save each year to retire comfortably. This calculator uses your current age, household income, the rate at which you save and invest now. It also uses your current retirement assets to determine if the nest egg will meet your retirement income needs.
Yes. At the end, you have a basic idea what your saving and investment habits should be. Perhaps you'll also have an idea of some of the changes you should be thinking of. Some calculators can get pretty detailed in the information you're asked to provide. In addition to those you mentioned, they ask for your spouse's income, anticipated inflation, amount available, if any, for income replacement when you retire, your NIS benefits, and the pre- and post-retirement investment returns.
Yes, calculations with so many bits of information and assumptions to input are more likely to give you an even better picture of where you are and what you need to do. For example, the returns you expect from investments, anticipated inflation, and so on can vary widely in reality. So the figures that you received should be accepted as just data based on assumptions. Useful to a point, but not necessarily accurate.
That's true. What I found helpful was that it forced me to recognize how much impact inflation can have on even the best laid plans. Another interesting retirement calculator was one designed for couples to take together. It was accompanied by an interesting article. The writer feels that men and women think very differently about finances and how it affects their retirement plans as a couple. I'm sure it would encourage persons to ask more questions of their financial advisors.
Education for retirement planning can take many forms. Radio programs such as Retirement Matters, newspaper articles by pension experts, presentations, and seminars. I encourage persons to spend more time learning about the subject. I remind listeners that the JNFM team is available to speak to staff, church groups, social clubs on the aspects of retirement planning of their interest. We do so at no cost.
It's a cliche, but I have to say it. Knowledge is power. The types of retirement calculators available online are varied. Most are for persons who haven't yet retired. However, I found one for persons already retired. This calculator assists the retiree to have an idea how to allocate the funds he has now, including the principals still invested. There was also a helpful budget and simple definitions on all the terms used.
This, I imagine, could give him an idea of how to treat with his reinvestments and the types of investment vehicles he may choose. The internet has so much information on this subject. It's also important, though, as we read these articles, that we take the time to verify the credentials of the writers as much as we can. I recommend that we visit the sites of financial institutions which have proven track records and that we read the newsletters of trusted media. There's some good reliable information on other sites, but when it comes to my finances, I tread with care.
Sound advice, Roseanne. For me, the calculators provide food for thought. When it's time to act, it's time to spend some time with a licensed financial advisor. There was a downside to the abundance of online calculators, Roseanne. I read an article by a respected financial journalist which listed 6 areas that many calculators get wrong. He quoted a survey done which revealed serious flaws in some calculators.
I'm not surprised to hear that, Annette. Like anything else that we read, we have to ensure that before we act on it, we validate the information. And as usual, I recommend advice from the JNFM team.
In essence, Roseanne, I'm gathering from our conversation how important it is to monitor where you are and where you're going with your retirement plans. I recall that when we spoke with Mr. Llewellyn Bailey, who was our guest weeks ago, he had several thoughts on this. We saved some of his advice for this program.
Unless you are very well off, don't distribute your wealth, which is your financial security, to your children before. I would say, this is my personal view, keep yourself financially strong so you can help them throughout. Right? If you distribute it to them, what you find you're probably inadequately prepared and they can't help you. People tell, oh, this thing I'm doing is for my kids, Right? Not so. It's for you. You need to be strong so that you can assist them when they need it and give them the guidance. One of the most important things that we should do, and HR managers, pension fund managers should pay attention to this. I think people in employment should start being exposed to, seminars or lectures on retirement, preparing for retirement, from at least 20 years before they retire. Not 10 years or 5 years, which is the practice, yes. Because if you haven't done any of the things I'm talking about, it's a bit late.
Yes.
Mark, it's better you start doing something at any time, even 2 years. But to my mind, to start telling people how to prepare for retirement just 10 years before retirement, 5 years, horrors, that's hopelessly inadequate.
Yes.
You need to start from people, if they haven't started already, from people who are in their 30s. In the late 40s, it's getting late.
It's always good to hear the perspective of retirees who are doing well and are enjoying their post-employment years. Listeners, you may remember that Mr. Llewellyn Bailey, now retired, worked for many years in human resource management, the field of pension, and of course, home acquisition. He was an assistant general manager of our parent company, Jamaica National Building Society.
Retirement planning is not a one-size-fits-all package deal. Each person preparing for retirement should arrive at what works best for him or her. JN Fund Managers' licensed experts are available for advice.
I hope that after listening to this program on Nationwide 90, persons will visit JNFM's Facebook page, where it will be posted later today, and that they'll share it on their own pages so that the information will benefit others as well. Listeners, your comments and questions are appreciated. Please send them to 877-2612 by text, jnfundmanagers@jnbs.com by email. So until next week, remember that retirement is a journey, not a destination. Live and love today to the fullest as you prepare for your tomorrow. Take good care of yourself. Bye-bye.